the whole idea of True Detective, so I was intrigued. And then I met Issa, and that was the end of it for me.
So congratulations, because the story is simply amazing. I need to see the rest of it, but I didn't have the time because of the CCXP. My first question is for you, Jodie. What drove you to star in the 4th season and also produce the season?
Well, it's just a beautiful script. I think when you read a beautiful script, you know immediately. I was completely intrigued, and of course had loved True Detective, loved the first season and the whole idea of True Detective. So I was intrigued, and then I met Issa, and that was the end of it for me. I knew that I wanted to spend 6 months with her, and because you're there to serve a director, so I serve their vision. So you have to really believe in that person and really want to get aboard or want to come aboard.
And Issa, you are the writer, showrunner, and director. Yeah. And I was wondering, how did you come up with such a complex story? Because there's a twist every episode, and every beat of every scene, which was one of the things that made me watch more.
Well, the twists and the surprises are the easy part. It's funny because it just comes very naturally to me. I think there's a childlike writer in me that goes, yeah, and then, oh, I know, it's going to be, and then he's not there, and then there's a trailer, and then, and then, so that comes very naturally. And in the process of learning to write after, 27 years of writing professionally, I did learn, there is a piece of advice from a writer called John August who lives in Los Angeles, and he's a very generous writer with other writers, with tools. And he said that he has like 11 pieces of advice to write a good scene, and all of them are good. But for me, the one that I will never forget is, okay, fine, you have a scene. What is surprising about that scene? So you have the scene, you know what needs to happen, who needs to be there, what needs to be told. How can you make it surprising? So I take to heart that, and those two come naturally now. The difficult part is what happens in between, the surprises. That's the difficult part, and that's the months and months and months of rewriting to find truth and to find subtlety and character and elegance in between the things that my inner child goes like, yeah, dead bodies, blocks, So, and then filling that with truth and emotion and heart, that's a challenge. Yes. And that's months and months of work and help from other writers that sit in front of me and play with me and propose something and try something until it's gelled and I can go away and write a script with that.
And Kali, your character is fabulous.
Yes.
And I know that you made 2 movies, and this is your, correct me if I'm wrong, this is your first TV role, right? And I was wondering, what do you like the most? Do you prefer doing movies or TV shows now?
I just like the challenge of both, and you find, like, kind of like what Issa said, you find new things. I find new things in the same take, or like the different actors, the different stories, the different how people direct, the different sets, the different locations. I just like with boxing, I always love learning something new, and I always have the mentality you can learn something from everybody. You can learn something from the little child sparring in the ring or the little child actor, just like you can learn something new about everything. And I think keeping that mentality of always wanting to learn something new from everybody, either what to do or what not to do, is kind of what, because you can learn a lot from people who make really stupid decisions. So that's probably my favorite thing. It's just the same, it's very familiar with me, to me.
And you play Evangeline Navarro, and Jodie plays Liz Danvers. And I think the chemistry between you is simply astounding. It was a joy to watch. And I was wondering, how did you two work together to create something beyond the script? Because it's so natural, and it's subtle and natural, and the chemistry between you, as I said, is just fantastic.
I stalked her.
I think honestly, honestly, it doesn't seem like it at the time, but the rehearsal process is so important because it's really just talking and sitting in a room and talking and saying, well, wait a minute, I don't understand why that would happen. And then it's so creative because you end up changing so much about your characters so that they can interweave, so that their powers and agency, their decisions that they make are all interwoven into one idea about what the story is. That process is so creative, and Issa is so magnanimous in that process because as a writer, she can say like, yeah, this is bad, bullshit. Let's shred this and move on to something else. And just to be able to have the freedom to be creative in that moment.
And I think honesty and trust is the two things that come to mind. Like, we were honest, like, if there was something that we didn't understand or didn't like about the character, or whether it was our character or the scene or whatever it was, and then just that creative collaboration and that freedom to do so, and especially being so new to it and being with somebody's season and somebody's running things, but have the freedom to kind of expand, creatively, because naturally being a creator, that's where the magic happens, I think. That's so honest.
And Issa, one of the things that I like most about this season is how you managed to merge mystery and something supernatural-ish. Yes. I think the first scene of the second episode is one of my favorites so far.
Oh yes,
Yes.
We're talking about that a moment ago.
Okay.
The arm.
Yeah. Okay. And I was wondering, which references did you bring to create the story? Because I think every single thing in this season is so profoundly thoughtful, including the opening, which chooses a song from Billie Eilish, which is one of my favorite artists ever. So I think everything just comes together, and it's so full of references. And I was wondering, which ones did you bring from similar titles?
Well, what I am at in the end is it's just a very, very passionate geek. And
I relate to that.
And how could you not? That it's suddenly someone, for some mysterious reason, that you hassle people enough, or you play the game enough to convince someone finally of giving you a toy like this, and you have all that space to feel, and all your obsessions come out. So from music, and I adore Billie, and I wrote the scripts listening to her music. But every musical decision, every song in the show, and there's many songs in the show, I picked personally for specific reasons, and it's such a joy that you have the chance of putting this in front of a lot of people. A lot of people are going to watch this series, and you go, this is my favorite music, and this is going to be like Carpenter's The Thing, and this is going to feel like the Nostromo in Alien, and you know what? There's going to be ghosts walking next to people, like in Shutter, the Korean movie. You know that the aesthetic of those ghosts is taken a lot from J horror and K horror, and you know, one of my favorite use of ghosts in a movie is called From a Prophet, which is a French movie that is extremely real, and you just have the luxury of pick all of your favorite flavors of ice cream and play for 120 days and going like, we're going to have pistachio and white chocolate today, and today we're going to have crumble and cookies, you know, and it's all the favorite things. It's a canvas. And I love movies. Movies are a religion to me. But the canvas that a series gives you to play with all your favorite things is incredible. So all of those are there, and many, many more.
And it worked so much. I want to thank you all. I'm so honored to talking to you. I'm stuttering. So thank you so much, and great job with the show.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.